Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry, am I disturbing the kitty? Am I disturbing the kitty? He is the good kitty. Yes, he is. He is. He is the good kitty. Oh, there's a Bailey Boo. Hello, precious. Hello, precious. He's a good boy. Okay, hello. And all right, I apologize for being so late today. It's been a lot. But welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years, and we have a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works best for you. So, all right. The nails are a little bit crazy today, but I even tried some other ones, but I just kept being drawn back to these because it kind of reminded me of test patterns, TV test patterns back in the day. So it's kind of hard to see, but yeah. So that made me think of that. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, and we're going to be talking about that. I wanted to start out with something, if it's okay with you, I wanted to start out with something completely irrelevant and then something incredibly unimportant. Before we get into the absolute heinous darkness, what have you. Actually, the one thing is right here on my phone. I'm just going to read it to you. Ricky says, and the star of the show, soon to be in the movie The Shadow, and Boo Boo solve the kitty cat caper catastrophe, the one and only Boo Boos and Kitty. Yes! I would totally watch that. And you know what a fan of The Shadow I am. Huge fan of The Shadow. Okay. But let me tell you, okay, we're going to start with something completely irrelevant but cute. Okay? Apropos of nothing. We'll just put 3 minutes in. This is just silliness. All right. Keanu Reeves. Okay. This has nothing to do with politics. Nothing. Okay. I read this story on BuzzFeed, and I thought you might like it. Person was saying that they bumped into Keanu at the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. By the way, one of my favorite museums in the world, because especially because of the Art Nouveau furniture collection they have is to die for. Anyway, bumped into Keanu at the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. He was waiting in line like everybody else. This happened 18 years ago, before cell phones had cameras. He came over to my wife, put his arm around her, and said, "I knew you were trying not to ask." And I snapped a quick picture. 30 minutes later, the paparazzi chased him out. That stinks. Okay. 2 weeks later, while still in Paris, my wife went to Starbucks. And Keanu got in line behind her. She asked him, "Are you stalking me?" He chuckled and said, "Well, we'll always have Paris." I just love that. That made me happy. So I just wanted to share. Okay. Anyway. I love that. Okay. We'll always have bears. Whew. Okay, back up here. Oh, dear, great Gussie. All right, which way are we going here? Going this way? No, we're going back the other way. Okay. Yeah, we're going this way. Okay, let's at 5 minutes 30 seconds in. Is this hugely important? No, but I know that when I was lucky enough, to be overseas, I was very aware that I was kind of a walking billboard for America. I mean, so I tried not to be really loud, really obnoxious. I tried not to be too garish. I was trying to set a good example back in the day. So to me, this is relevant because what? Okay, let me take the kitties down for a minute, and let's share. Dave says Gail likes the story. Oh, I'm glad. All right, we don't need sound. There we go. Okay. This evening, the King and Queen welcomed President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump to a state banquet held in their honor at Windsor Castle. Okay, and I'm saying that in a funny voice because it's silly. Anyway, okay. What the flippin' heck is she wearing? First of all, wow, she still has a face. We've been so long since we saw it. What the heck? All right. The one thing about this I understand is that's a mauve. It's leaning toward lavender belt, which purple is opposite yellow on the color wheel, complementary colors. I get that. But yellow? That yellow? Oh, honey. No. Just no. Mm-mm. I mean, Camilla I think, was better dressed, and no. So actually, I was flipping back and forth, and it was like, okay, that's on the left, and that's on the right. I was like, you know what? I like the furniture better than I like any of the people in this picture, and I don't like any of the people in this picture. So, really? My mother has a pale yellow fleece that I've borrowed every chance I get. But, oh. And then this slit all the way up to her hip. I mean, it's like, ugh. No. Just no. Anyway, again, is that the most important thing going on? No. But we deal with such dark and miserable things that we also need we need to just be at different levels too. Okay. What was that? Everybody's saying what Lewis said was really funny. Could you please take that out of the chat, Lewis? Please. Sorry. Please. Anyway, we already heard that they have completely different suites. It wasn't even separate bedrooms. It was separate suites entirely. So they weren't even remotely close to each other. D, I think, yeah, I think you're being lost internet for a second. You still with me? All right, hopefully you'll still be able to hear me, even if the image goes a little funny. Okay. Sharon says, we can be the petty fashion police. Yeah. All right. Oh, Visualize 70 says, that dress color looks like a New York taxi cab, doesn't it? Makes you want to get called taxi. Well, I guarantee you that's what she wants to do. Anyway. Yeah, the victory, that is way in the past. Way in the past. She is only there for the money. Make no mistake. She almost always comes up as the Queen of Pentacles. Heartbreak and chaos. And that's what they have in their future. Just more garbage. I know marriages can break down, but part of this is, what were you expecting? Honestly. You're his third wife. He has done what he's done. He's had a jury convict him in a civil case, or he's an adjudicated R word. And you still stuck by him. What do you expect? Yeah, marriages break down, but I can definitely say that my ex did not. He wasn't in court for potentially attacking a woman. No. Maurice says that there were 4 arrested for the video that showed on the side of the castle displaying Epstein and orange trash. And, guest appearance too of Prince Andrew? Really? There's no nudity shown. Nothing untoward. It was a projection. It wasn't anything permanent or damaging. And they arrested them. Really? Okay. Yeah, there's just more pain and grief. Anyway, okay. Moving on. Ye gads. Mary says, I love the overlay, and those nails are crazy in the best way. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I think they're crazy too, but it is related to, let me grab this question. I'll wait on there because, dear great Gussie. Oh, that's all that's there? Okay, so this is what's next. All right, so, Carolyn, thank you so much. Thank you. Really helps. Thank you. At 1350. Byrne was asking, all right, when Charlie Kirk passed, Jimmy Kimmel was actually very respectful in his words about him. That is true. You can go look at the exact quotes. Kimmel was. He spoke out against violence, just like the rest of us, because we're against political violence, period. Period. No ifs, maybes. I don't even sit here and call for the unaliving of like Putin. And is there anyone more deserving? But I don't even do that. Certainly not Kimmel. But anyway, back to Kimmel. And after the alleged shooter, because he has not been convicted, so he will remain the alleged shooter, was arrested, and we began to learn more, Kimmel made a joke about how MAGA is tripping over itself to prove that Robinson wasn't one of theirs. Yeah. Wasn't it the governor of Utah who said, I was praying for 33 hours that this would not turn out to be one of ours? It can't be clearer than that. That comment caused the head of the FCC to threaten to pull ABC's license and resulted in Kimmel's show being suspended indefinitely. Oh, and Trump is crowing about he got rid of Kimmel, blah, blah, blah. Oh, hang in there, Tishy. Maria saying ABC executives and Disney agreed that Kimmel didn't say anything incorrectly, as mentioned by Legal AF on Midas Touch, the Midas Network. The pressure of the $15 million fine is why they caved to the demands, and due to the merger. Yeah, it's merger stuff. Scan says 33 hours, 1 hour for every Trump conviction. 34, Scan Man, but close. That was good. That was good. What's going to go on here? Night Moon Glow said that put about 200 people out of work in addition to Kimmel. Oh, yeah. Retelling Savoy, yes. Totally merger stuff and corporate profits. Yes. Yeah, Lynn, I saw that. What they're demanding from Kimmel? A public apology and donating a large amount of money to Charlie's foundation. No. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. So I've got the devil card right in the middle. This is not good. Big old judgment. Temperance, 10 of Pentacles. A lot of executives, they weren't that fussed about what different shows were saying as long as their money was still okay. But when you bend the knee to fascists, there's no end to it. And I just, no matter what happens, my brain immediately, and my emotions immediately go back to Germany. How many Germans after World War II spent the rest of their lives dealing with shame? And I'm saying, and these aren't even the worst of the worst. I'm just talking about the average person. Or anybody who capitulated. Anybody who went, you have shame the rest of your life. Chariot, Queen of Swords. I believe I said this when it happened to Colbert. It's not going to stop. He's going to keep going. On the far right, Trump and his ilk are going to keep going. They will go and go and go and go. You cannot give an inch to a fascist. You can't. And anyone who wants to debate me out there about, well, you shouldn't call them fascists, look up the definition of fascism. Oh my gosh, Amy, thank you so much. That makes a huge difference. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Here's next. I believe Trump said he was. Man. Thank you. I've got like icky like chills down my back, and that's unusual. M says, no offense, but it seems so fake, the outrage. Oh, the outrage about people speaking out, it's opportunistic. That and the fact that they live in such a bubble that, I mean, Trump only went into Washington, D.C. and sent in the National Guard after one of the scumbags he knew was hurt. Now, was the story that guy gave correct? Was Trump looking for an excuse? Probably. But they live in such a bubble. So, man. The next question, I mean, okay, 2110. So both Paula and Cosmic Goat Lady were asking, will Kimmel like join Midas, or what's his future overall? Colbert is still mad. Colbert's going to be mad until next May when he goes off the air. Traveling Tarot says, yet another reason I quit my channel. They will come for YouTubers sooner or later. I respect that. It's going to take a lot to get me to shut my mouth, though. It really is. You know, I'm coming up on 2,500 videos on this channel. Yeah. Anyway, what's going to happen to Kimmel? But I respect your choices. I do. Thank you, Jan. Thank you for being here. Be Grateful says that would be huge to try to delete all of the YouTube content. Anything's possible at this point, but it depends how much pressure Alphabet owns Google, correct? Because Google owns YouTube. Depends how much pressure they get. But yeah, they'd have to kick me off, and then I'll just go somewhere else. I don't know where, but I'll just go somewhere else. So, Mary says, Jimmy will be fine and make even more money. Oh, yeah. Night Moon Glow says, Kimmel will be back, in my opinion. Yeah. Carol says, I don't think Kimmel's going to take this lying down. Oh, no. I think I imagine he was on the phone with Colbert with either, one calling the other within like the hour of this news coming out. Oh, Byrne, thank you. Gifted 20 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Anyway. Don't give in. Kimmel's in a position of strength, and to say that Kimmel already had, let's say, a low view of Trump would be an understatement. And now this guy is smug because he got Kimmel kicked out. Six of Pentacles, Hanged Man. Bindip says 6 years of posting daily. 5.5 years. Yeah. But I've been daily other than 2 emergencies since Boxing Day after Christmas in 2019. Anyway. This feels like, because the thing like with Colbert and probably Kimmel is they have so much money. They have stupid amounts of money. And they could Sorry, I got distracted. I understand traveling tarot. They could hire their crews and just put the thing on and then broadcast it somewhere else. This is a pay cut or giving money to, well, definitely a pay cut, but definitely giving money to people. Hanged man. Guess who's going to survive longer? Kimmel, Colbert, or Trump? Who do you think's going to last longer on this earth? Maggie's asking, is Fallon next? Fallon's been kind of a suck up. That's why I don't watch Fallon ever. So I don't know. Trump hasn't mentioned him yet, I don't think. He's not much. Sassy Cat says, Boo Boo will be your guard kitty. You're adorable. Wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Deborah. That's very kind. Adding insult to injury. This was very sudden. It really was. Ricky says, I'm wondering if Kimmel will be on CBS or NBC. Well, Colbert just got fired from CBS. He's there until next May, I think. But then that's it. So I don't know if NBC's any better. They just distanced. NBC just pulled out of MSNBC. And I went looking for like MS Now, I think they're calling it, and they didn't even have that URL yet. And it was like, really? Yes, Sassy Cat, big bad boo boo. The precious. This was sudden. And it was insulting. It's upset a lot of people. It's been very damaging to democracy. First Amendment, anybody? Adding insult to injury. Queen of Pentacles, Empress. This comes down. Why does all of this? No. Why does 90% of this just come down to income inequality? The other 10% is just flat out racism, sexism, that kind of thing. But, well, okay, let's say 80% income inequality, and the rest is racism, sexism, all that. But it's who has the money? And the people who have money want more money. And these big corporations bought up entertainment show companies and shows, but they are beholden to their stockholders, and the world needs more B corporations, where the number one thing isn't that you are beholden to shareholders to show them profit. I mean, I'm not a B corporation, kind of because I don't need to be. It's just me. But if I had employees and all of that, I would definitely be looking at starting a B corporation. It's a letter B corporation. You can look it up if you'd like. But no, they just keep. Yeah, old silver is never enough. Yeah. And if it hurts all your employees and you're swanning around with millions of dollars and the people in your company are having to go on public welfare for basics who can't feed themselves. Tracy's asking, is Kimmel going to sue ABC? Could, but I don't know how much good it would do. Scott 63 is saying 90 million didn't bother to vote. Ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to see the rest of Strange New World, Star Trek Strange New World. I want to see the rest of this season. And then unsubscribe. Visualize somebody saying B corporations. Are they corporations meant for bees? Yes. Technically. Because it means your corporation has a responsibility to the environment. So technically. Whew. Maria says today's another protest against the billionaires. Oh, we should look at that because protests against the billionaires. As long as there's no violence. No violence. Anyway. Kimmel, Colbert still has an audience. And not just in this country, but also, okay, that part of your life is over, but you're still a star, and he's got buckets of money. So, Lynott is saying that ICE is in Detroit and the protesters aren't messing around. Oh, I hope there isn't any violence. But thank you. Anybody peacefully protesting, thank you. Janice is so scary. I'll back you 100%. We'll continue to watch. Well, thank you. Kristen from Uncover the News is in the chat. Hello, Kristen. I sent you a screenshot of Dan Bongino tweet. You got to read it. Oh. Yeah. How's that? Kimmel on the BBC? Oh, I would doubt that. But hang on 1 second. Let me go back here. We should look at protests against the billionaires. If it's just going to be straight up, that's what it's going to be. Not just protests against Trump. Hang on. I'm just having a quick look. Charged 20 people, resulted work to address. Okay. Well, it's not fun. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't see what I could read on there. Thank you. All right. Let's have a look at anything going on around the 21st, 20th, 21st, 22nd, especially the 21st. Ooh. You may have we talked about the outer planets being all in aspect to each other. Even now, as they're all retrograding backwards at different speeds. They're still in aspect to each other. Well, it's a very flat triangle. Uranus and Pluto and Uranus are 120 degrees away from each other. They're trine, but both of those are 60 degrees away from a conjunction. It's kind of loose now, but a conjunction between Saturn and Neptune. All right, and we've been dealing with this crazy, just huge amounts of energy. This eclipse is happening directly across from that Saturn. Those aspects between all of the outer planets doesn't need any more. No more energy. Really doesn't need. No, K thanks. Don't need it. But we're getting it. Yeah. Kristen says, breaking news, White House is preparing an executive order targeting political violence and hate speech, focusing on left-leaning groups after, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I expected. Thank you. I'm saying, is this eclipse where I've been seeing videos about 3 days of darkness? 3 days of darkness. Dun, dun, dun. And rapture on my video feed lately, I guess. Anyway, protests against billionaires at 3510. So look here. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. They came for the furries and I said nothing. It's so silly. This is so ridiculous. This is absolutely nuts. Oh gosh, what a bunch of garbage. All right. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Protests against the billionaires. Is this are the protests going to just become very clearly not just against MAGA, but the ultra rich? Tracy Myers is saying on September 23rd, there's a special election being held in Arizona. Oh, good. Sabine Winter says, can we please have an example of how stupid MAGA is? Oh, thank you, MTG. Yeah. Oh, wow. Protests against billionaires. Like I've said, it's not something I'm into, but good for you. Who cares? I only know secondhand, but from what I've heard, you run into them at conventions and stuff, and they're really nice people. And they're dealing with consenting adults, which is more than I can say for some of these people. Just think about all the people around Trump who have faced charges of being or wanting to be with underage people. It's not just Epstein. There's a list. Yeah. Yes. Amy's saying, I don't believe a word of that text message that is supposedly between Tyler and his roommate. Yeah. Yeah. His vehicle. Going to leave my vehicle. Right. Protests. The economy gets bad enough. People are willing to stand together. That's good. Standing peacefully together is exactly what we need to do. Queen of Wands, Empress. Yeah, do not give in to these jerks. Do not become a queen to the King of Wands. Oh, Jan, I read about that yesterday. In fact, I think it was on yesterday's cover. Protest against billionaires. You can only push people so far. You can only push people so far. And I hate to say it. But if they keep, it's just logical. If they keep pushing people, people will push back. I just hope it stays peaceful. There's a reason that MLK Jr. and Gandhi and what have you were peaceful. It works. It's harder, but it works. But they're just you get to a point where there are just so many people who are homeless, so many people who are unable to make ends meet. There's a critical mass there. So Deborah says, my mom is 80 and doesn't text in complete sentences. You weren't buying the what trans in yonder window breaks. All right, so we're actually going on to this 40-10 thing. I actually, when President Dumpster Fire got back into office, I had people coming to me panicking in the sense of telling me I need to take down all of my content. I need to do all of it's like, I can't do it. I can't. And they certainly, they can't, hurt me monetarily. It's not, this channel's never been a big money maker. So I can't do it. I cannot, I would not be able to live with myself. I said this years ago, that they're unlikely to get to obscure me. But even if they did, even if I got hauled into court, if they're coming after me for speaking out against that man, I remember way back when I even said I want there to be 500 videos they can point to as evidence against me for having spoken out against authoritarianism and this garbage and corruption. Now I've got nearly 2,500. So if they notice me, whoo, wonder how I'm going to do without my medication. Because, considering I can't eat anything high on the food chain, or I get horribly sick. I guess I'll be screwed, but I can't, yeah. Anyway, Dave says, if they come after you, Autumn, there's a good hiding place in California. Oh, thank you. Maria says, keep doing what you're doing, Autumn. Thank you. Yeah, and that's, believe it or not, Raymond, that's actually what I'm supposed to be talking about right now. Fatuous 45 is called for Antifa being a terrorist organization. Okay, is short for anti-fascist. It is a loosely connected movement of far-left groups and individuals who have played a prominent role in political activism in the U.S. over the past decade. It has no formal leadership or officially registered members, and local factions operate independently from one another. My understanding is, Janice says, I have a room in Las Vegas for you. Our internet is great. Thank you. Thank you. My understanding is they briefly, somebody briefly had some offices or something in California at one point, but there isn't even that at this point. So by going after something that is so amorphous, yes, they can just accuse random people of being a part of it. Yeah. And they will abuse this. I don't know what that means, Tammy. Sorry. Adding insult to injury. Also, this is an executive order. All this does is tell people in the executive branch how to move forward. But yeah, unless you're going to bring me up on federal charges or something, I'm in Illinois, so High Priestess, Knight of Swords. The High Priestess, I mean, this is the, in some, I think of the High Priestess in some respects as being the opposite of the Hierophant, the institutions, the establishment. This is higher wisdom, but it's also, I think of the High Priestess as like the Hierophant card has the Pope on it, and this is like the witches. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they can come for all of us. They can come for people who have much bigger channels than mine who are doing what I'm doing. I I hope I'm doing it. I hope I'm doing it well in my corner of the world. But I don't know what protests against the billionaires. It just you can only push people so far. That's really what I'm getting. But thank you, Rachel. Veronica says, "Don't take my calming meds." I wouldn't take anybody else's meds. Just be safe. That's really what it comes down to. There is hope. There really are more of us than them. But we're already seeing alleged lynchings come back. I wish I was kidding. Keep yourself safe. As much as you can, keep yourself safe. But please remember, you're not alone. You're not. No. We outnumber them. And we have right on our side. We have decency on our side. We have cookies. Yes. And kitties. And puppies. Yeah. Okay. Hello, Jane. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. This is a little worrying, but I'm going to see what I can pick up. 47 minutes in. It's really 3 questions. Trump has 3 cases coming up on the Supreme Court docket. Okay, the first thing is about the tariffs. This is really about Trump getting more power over the economy specifically. But the first one is about the tariffs. Second case is Department of State versus the AIDS Vaccine Advocacy Coalition. And basically the president refusing to spend money that he was required to spend under federal appropriations law. And the final case is Trump versus Cook, which is like, okay, yeah, so we know this is going to the Supreme Court. Well, he just asked it to go to the Supreme Court, where he wants to fire Federal Reserve Board member Lisa Cook, who is, I know you'll find this shocking, a woman of color. I know, it seems impossible. So, number 1. Ongoing litigation over Trump's tariffs. The court plans to hear 2 challenges to the tariffs known as Trump versus V.O.S. selections and Learning and Resources v. Trump in November. Whew. All right, I'm picking up the wrong energy. I just got cards on the lynchings. Yeah, this is yeah. These are the cards I got for the reading. That's bad. Racism. Tower. Trying to calm things down. That's all I'm getting. Gross. Okay, that's not what I wanted to read on. Trying to read on the Trump getting control of tariffs. There was something passed by the House on party line votes saying, oh, well, we'll give the power of tariffs to the president. I think it has to get through the Senate now. That's going to be an issue. But we're specifically looking at court cases. So. Oh, boy. Wow, Major Arcana. we know how many support him in the Supreme Court. I got temperance and justice, King of Swords. With the House having passed something that gives the power of the tariffs to Trump, that might actually limit. Oh, hang on. Sorry to bless my mom. She sneezed. It might limit how far they're willing to go. Because they're like, well, I see stand right now that's supposed to be in the House of Representatives. You're not supposed to have power over that. And you know what? They're working on legislation, so because this temperance card here and the legislation, these are legislators. So what they're trying to do in the House of Representatives, or what they did in the House of Representatives, might actually keep the Supreme Court from moving forward on that. Is Trump going to get control of, he can make tariffs, you get a tariff, and you get a tariff, and you get a tariff, and everybody gets a tariff. Cass says, bless you, Mom. Thank you. Veronica says, bless you. Thank you. There's like somebody, bless your mom. Thank you. Thank you, Winnaboo. Tariffs, tariffs, tariffs. All right, he's such a jerk. Okay. High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups. What I am getting, thank you. What I'm getting is that every crazy thing they're doing, this is like the physics. For every action, for every political action, there's an opposite but equal political reaction. Nostalgia, the way things were. Higher wisdom, changing things to give Democrats power. So is the Senate going to go along with this and be like, yeah, sure, give all the power to the man who's in power for 2 years less than I am as a senator? Presidents are in for 4 years, generally. Senators are in for at least 6. Hermit. Justice. 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords. This is legislatively, that is silent. So the House, this makes me think of the House. So the courts, the House, but I think that might be the Senate right there going, because that's what I'm picking up now. So Viola Blue says Democrats just announced the NOPE Act, No Political Enemies Act, to protect critics of the government. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Problem is, can they get it passed? But Lynotte's asking, you should see what Elizabeth I thinks of 45. It would be hilarious. I don't. She was very, very smart and really good at politics because she had to be for the sake of her life. But you know, Amy says Elizabeth II. Well, we know what we have some idea what she thought. Here's the thing. I do like to read on people in the past and our founding fathers and all this kind of stuff. It's also kind of embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? To go back in time to these people who had their troubles and things and what have you and be like, yeah, that's our president right now. Yeah. Elizabeth Tudor. No, I know who you meant, Lynott. All right, so the second case at 5510, they're trying to cure AIDS, and you are using that money somewhere else, even though it went through proper appropriations, and now you're like, nah, I don't feel like it. Let me see if I get some more, because yeah, there's a criminal card, taking things that aren't yours. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, the group of people in the house, they do the appropriations. There's President Blunderdum and a big old chariot. So what's the chariot? Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this energy. I don't like this energy at all. Moving resources around. Yep. Hemmed in. Hanged man. Having to go elsewhere. I don't like this energy. Oh. 57. Is Trump going to get away with firing Lisa Cook? What a weird little timeline we're on. Lewis says, I loved that when Dumpy visited the Queen, she wore a pin given to her by President Obama. I forgot about that. Yes. Well, of course, he wants to add insult to injury because he's a racist, sexist, blankety blank. Yeah, look, right in front of the field, right in front of the fool. Yeah. Decisions. Big action, but there's a big old DEATH card. Not great. It feels like legislators get involved somehow. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. We know what Trump's doing. We know that they're all refusing to listen to, the way things used to be. But King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, those feel like legislators more than Republicans, and MAGA more than. And don't forget, just like the French Revolution, there are a growing number of, well, it's still a small group relatively, but there's still a growing number of people who think MAGA isn't extreme enough, and they are so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that it's not good. It's not safe. And we are very much against violence around here. I don't understand. I'm getting weird energy. Okay, I'm just, all right. That's what he wants to do. And there's big judgment. Day late and $1 short, 10 of Pentacles. So his legacy, but it's slightly short of what he can do. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. It's not. I'll have to read on this another day because I'm not getting clear. And again, the ruling might end up being no, but it might be one of those. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I do want to make sure I get to the last question, though, even though I've been on for an hour. Because speaking of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, yeah, okay. You know me. I'm here literally every day. Been here for years, every day. You know by now that, I don't go for people's religious beliefs in general. You believe what you want to believe. Follow your heart, your intuition, your gut, whatever it is. Follow, if you're following what you were brought up with, have at it. I will speak out if there's hypocrisy. If you're trying to beat someone over the head with a Bible, literally, no, because I was raised Catholic. My parents are still Catholic. Yeah, my family's still Catholic. And yeah. I will also call out anyone who is okay. So as someone who reads tarot cards and someone who does astrology and someone who tries to be open-minded on these things, KKKaroline, leave it, the press secretary, you can follow the link. KKKaroline, not a name I gave her, the people who knew her in high school called her that, believes that a recent earthquake that struck Utah was God's response to Charlie Kirk's death. Why does she think that? Quote, on the night Charlie was unalived, a 4.1 earthquake struck Utah. In scripture, 40 represents trials. 41 signifies a shift. It hit at 5:57 local time, 7:57 Eastern. Acts 7:57 describes Stephen, the first martyr, stoned as the crowd silenced his truth. The Bible says the earth trembles when God is angry. That night, as a voice was silenced, the ground groaned. Unquote. Okay. Look, if you want to use the Bible as like a crystal ball, that's your right. But you're the press secretary of the United States of America. Carolyn says, so yeah. Okay, you have to understand this woman, for all, if she, okay, on the surface, she's a beautiful woman. She is. She has symmetrical features, healthy skin. Yeah. If you're ever wondering about some people, pretend they don't have that physical surface attractiveness. Just pretend that she looks like something else that is not attractive. Would anyone care what she's saying? Her kid would. Her husband would, if he actually would have married her. there are all kinds of, and there are worse people out there. I ran across a video the other day on even YouTubers who over the years where it was like, yeah, you're gone, you're out of here. And I think they, like, there was one where they were talking about Onision, and it was like, oh yeah, there's one of those. He has symmetrical features and good skin, and yeah, you if you take that away, oh, that he's a monster. Yeah. So when Chris Hansen knows who you are, came to your house and knocked on your door, there's a problem. And you didn't answer the door. There wouldn't be any reason for Chris Hansen to come to my house. But if Chris Hansen did knock on my front door and I was aware of it, and we know he was aware of it, I would answer the door and be like, what can I do to help you? This is that. Yeah, there are any number of these people that just pretend they look like something else and take what they're saying as all. And it's like, oh, that's why people are listening to you, because what you're saying is nothing. Anyway. All right. She is, yeah, they're unbalanced justice hermit. We won't have to deal with her forever. She will go on and do something else with her life. All right. That's going to do it for me. It's, I stayed over, so it's actually 1:25 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel with Miss Sarah, as always, and you're always welcome. We're going to be productive and do everything we can and encourage each other. So you always have a community here you can come talk to. You've always got a community there for 3 hours, actually. So anytime Central Time between 3 and 6, we're there. So, yeah, other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. So you're not alone. We're in this together. There are good days ahead. There are. Hang in there. And please remember, one, you don't have to listen to the news. After this, I look at the news all morning, and then I do this, and then I'm done. I'm done for the day. I am elsewhere. Still reading that book, Set in Deep Space. I'm still on book 3. So, yeah. You don't have to listen to the news. You always have a community. Hang in there. All right. And I'll see you later, as always. Okay. All right. Bye.